K-Rock, Klein Alley Show. We'll get into some Don't Be a Dick coming up later this hour because it feels like traffic is at an all-time high in Southern California. So much stuff going on. Traffic's always crazy, but this weekend, even yesterday, I landed at LAX at 6 o'clock on a Sunday, and I thought to myself, well, at the very least,
we're not going to hit too much traffic.
not going to hit traffic going back to the Valley from LAX at 6 o'clock on a Sunday.
And how long did it take you?
An hour and 20 minutes.
Yep. It was an hour and 20 minutes everywhere I went over the weekend.
And I know that I unfortunately landed kind of close to when that Rams game ended and a bunch of other stuff, but it just felt like doesn't matter what freeway you're on. This weekend, there was so
much going on.
There was never that moment of like, oh, it must be Saturday. Where are the cars? It was just nonstop.
No, we left at 11-something on Sunday to get to the game, and it was jam-packed, an hour and a half to get there. Yeah. But the day before that, we had gone to a wedding, and the wedding ended up being on the way, like right by Dodger Stadium during a game. And it was a mile away from that courthouse fire that was happening. So there was a lot going on just in the area I was at.
So we'll get into Don't Be a Dick traffic, people in traffic, coming up a little bit later. A great chance for you to let out some of that road rage over the radio and potentially win yourself some tickets. But, Allie, the wedding you were at was interesting because this was for you. Whenever I'm at a wedding and I meet someone that used to know the bride and or groom intimately, but they're not the ones getting married, I always find it very interesting that they still made the cut, and I had no idea that was you.
I forgot all of that until the moment I got there, because I was talking last week about how I'm excited I'm going to my first gay wedding, and once we arrived and they were ready to walk down the aisle, I was like, oh my God, this is also another first that I didn't even think about. This is my first person I've slept with getting married in front of me. Like, I'm the person who had sex with them at one point in the past, and not only was it me and my wife.
Oh, wait, what?
Whoa.
Yeah, this was the one random threesome that we had.
Menage.
Yes.
Huh?
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like,
the story already couldn't be any more different or better than Jake's. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I had the burger in my car ready to go.
Yeah, there's no trunk burger in this story.
Was this a one-off or a multiple time kind of thing?
No, it was a one-off because Katie was like, I don't want to do that again. I was like, I thought it was all right. I have no problem doing it again. But
I was pulling out a planner. We could squeeze you in for Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
12:30. So she,
you didn't realize when you got...
you and your wife, that's insane.
Yes.
So you're sitting there in the crowd at the wedding watching a woman that you slept with get married.
Oh my God, I hit that.
But how did you not think that would have been my first thought. If I ever got invited to a wedding of someone that I had slept with...
my memory sucks. I forgot until I got there. And I was like, oh my God, wait a minute. And then when they were giving their little speeches after the wedding, dinner and everything... The girl gets up and she was like, they always say one of the hardest parts of planning a wedding is the guest list. But we had no problem. It was so easy deciding who we wanted to invite because each and every one of you played an integral part in my life and my development as a person. And I was like, did I? Like, I didn't know her beforehand. Katie knew her and was friends with her since they were young. And I was just the wife who slept with her. I really don't have much of a... we hung out when we all lived in the Bay Area together, but since then, I'm just kind of like, meh. So I kind of felt like...
Wait, when you got invited to the wedding...
But nobody asked questions. I didn't tell anybody. And I actually don't even know if her new wife knows that me and Katie did that.
But when you see someone out in the real world, out in the wild or at a wedding, whatever... that you have been with intimately, you cannot ever just go back to, hey, good to see you, how's everything? There is a thing there. There's a connection there.
Yeah, but I also, it was weird because I don't think of her like that anymore. And also when she was walking down the aisle, I was like, damn, she looks hot.
Right. So you're kind of proud of yourself.
Yeah, I was like, she is hot. I'm glad that happened. Mm-hmm. But... And
it never got brought up. There was never a...
No.
Do you think the woman she was marrying knew that...
That's what I'm saying is I don't think she does. I don't know why she would. Mm-hmm. But don't you think when two people get married, if there's any weirdness with the invite list, you would want to put that out there? Say, hey, by the way, just so you know, I dated this person or I slept with this person.
What would be the point of bringing that up other than you're trying to be overly honest? Like, what would be the benefit of that?
Because I wouldn't want it to come up in conversation among other guests and then somehow it reaches... the person that I've married and I never told them, and why didn't I ever tell them?
I mean, I guess the answer is that at weddings, a lot of times there's drinking, excessive drinking, and then as a result, potentially the honesty of like, hey, how do you know this? Because that's the dumb conversation you always get into with people. How do you know so-and-so?
This was a wedding where we did not know a lot of people. And so there was a lot of how do you know the couple
And
conversations.
you and Katie like, we Eiffel Towered her.
High five, right? And everyone's like, me too, me too.
I put my tongue in her hoo-ha.
Anyway, let's dance.
So you think so? It didn't come up at all.
No, but
And-
then I also met a few different other lesbian couples, all hot, by the way. And as we all started getting drunk and talking and dancing together, I was like, I want to tell them. Oh, I feel like they, if of all people, would appreciate or be like, whoa, I can't believe that happened. But it seemed like a weird threshold to cross, you know?
818 wants to correct you. Allie, you didn't hit that. That's what dudes would say. You slit that.
Ew.
Well,
No,
that's
not.
That's according to the.
Thank you. I stand corrected. You're right.
Yeah. Get it
Let me
straight.
call her up
Yeah, tell her
and
that.
let her know.
That is.
But
Thank
I think
you.
Katie wants to forget about that part of this story altogether. And for me, that's the only story.
So you elbow her during. She's walking down the aisle, dun dun dun, all that crap, and you're elbowing Katie, going, "Hey, we slept with her, right?" You're telling her, you're reminding her of that.
yeah,
She's-
I was like, dude, I forgot. Like,
Did she?
that was
Did
the
Katie
thing.
remember that?
Yeah, she said I try not to remember it.
Oh, she like wants to block
she doesn't.
that out.
Yeah, she wants to block it out. She didn't. Not that it wasn't fun, but she's just like, I can't believe that happened. Let's never speak of it again.
Really?
Yeah. And
Oh.
I'm like, but then when I was like saying hi to them and like hugging, I could tell she was happy to see me, but was also kind of like keeping her distance. I don't know if she was just overwhelmed because it was her wedding day or what, but I was like, I wonder if she thinks I'm going to tell people.
And maybe it hit her too. Like maybe you were kind of not that. Like for
And
you,
hit
that,
her too. I slit that.
right? Maybe it slit her too. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe she also had kind of forgotten about it and then saw you and like knew that you were. Yeah, because sometimes there are those moments where it's like a one and done thing, and
Yeah.
you don't really think about it. I would find that hard to believe, but maybe she does that a lot. So you were kind of a forgettable, like just a forgettable gross.
Oh, well, thank you.
Like
Right, Jake?
Jake knows. Yeah. Jake. Thanks for eavesdropping in on our radio show, you perverts.
Yeah. When you're not being reported by your neighbors, you can check out the podcast or the live show on KROQ or wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right, which apparently is a lot of places. Find Klein Alley's show and listen to this show in its entirety. Plus, if you download and subscribe, we will save a puppy from being executed.
Oh my God, there's puppies being executed?
Oh, there goes another one.
Oh, those are high stakes.